Good morning, friends. How are you? The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast comes to you today from Rick at TC Paintball. Licking his wounds after a victim of crime. That's right. Rick's flatbed trailer was ripped off by some idiot who stole it from right in the front of TC Paintball. It's blue, double axle. If you see it, well, frickin' call the cops. Boy, man, I can't believe that poor dude. Hey, help him out during this ridiculous scenario that we have by booking a party at TC Paintball. All right, he's playing outdoors for as long as he possibly can, which I think I think you can even play in the snow. How fun would that be? You can do like a scene from the film Inception, for God's sake, over at TC Paintball in Grand Rapids. Get the crew together and have a great time playing paintball at TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. Book a party. They've got a fully stocked pro shop, everything you need. When I get back from the great kidney giveaway and I'm recovered enough, well, hell, I don't even need to play. I could book an event with all of you and just kind of watch you do your thing if I'm not yet able to, play paintball with you. But it really, the recovery is going to be awesome, and before you know it, I'll be back after it. In fact, we've decided that it'll be known as Paintball War number 11, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 kidney. Okay? Paintball War number 11. We don't yet have a date set for it, but I want it to be a awesome celebration. So stay tuned for that, and we'll get that going. Thank you to Rick over at TC Paintball, online at tcpaintballgr.com. All right. Good morning to all of you on the live stream. There you go. Welcome. Welcome to each and every one of you. The Kent County Health Department. That's a tough place to work these days. My gosh. They want to remind you that if one of the big underlying effects of this whole pandemic is, people are struggling to be able to feed their families. So, don't be too proud to engage in the WIC program. That's something that you pay into, for God's sake, when you're working. Take advantage of that. All right? That's what it's there for. We all pay into it so that you, if you are struggling, can keep food on the table for everybody in the family. All right? And if you want to get the ball rolling on that to see if you qualify, the first step is getting a hold of my friends at the health department. accesskent.com/health. Now, I'm talking about the Kent County Health Department. This is a national thing. So with your health department, you can do the same thing. And just one of the many resources that we have at our disposal as we try to trudge our way through this absolute shit show. Holy cow. It is the 25th of November, 2020. The Eric Zane Show podcast, coming to you from the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio, begins right now.
Hello, this is Rick from TC Paintball. You've tuned into the Eric Zane Show. Listen in while slapping a knee or through gritted teeth. Hear all of Eric's opinions, even the correct ones.
Thank you very much, Rick. Appreciate you. All right, as you know, this is a daily podcast where each and every day I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures, my personal opinions. No let down with that today. You're going to get all of that and more. You can count on it as we do this show live, just like we do each and every day. How do you get the show? Well, there's the live stream, of course, a little bit later today. I don't know what is the problem. I have less to do with Diana home, but yet I keep getting later and later. Go figure. The show coming to you live on Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. That's brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. Also on Twitter, a Periscope video brought to you by Blue Frost IT. You can check me out live there. Right now, you see my my not so handsome face and my adorable puppy dogs. And there we go. And then on YouTube, the almighty YouTube, if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel, that would be fantastic. Thank you. Eric Zane Show on YouTube. That's brought to you by F45 Training in Byron Center, Michigan. And, of course, the audio podcast, everything that's coming out of my mouth now, I then make that available on all of the podcasting platforms. So wherever you download podcasts, whichever one you prefer, if you could subscribe to this show, hey, share the hell out of it as well. Subscribe to it, rate it, and review it if you can on your respective podcasting platform that you get the show on. And, of course, when in doubt, all you have to do is go to ericzaneshow.com, and it's all there. Links to all of these things are there. At the bottom of ericzaneshow.com, links to all of the live stream locales, in case you missed any of this. And on where it says free podcast, all the information on getting the podcast for free. And I was talking with Casey Jones from Wood TV yesterday about this thing. And I was kind of giving him the Reader's Digest version of how we got it going. And it was basically you saying, hey, man, Zane, we'll be here for you. We can do you should do a podcast every damn day. And I was like, well, maybe I can. And then with the emergence of Rick from TC Paintball and Big Dick Donnie Veltman as my sponsors early on the show, I was like, oh my God, right off the bat, I've got 2 sponsors for the show. That's what I'm going. I'm going to do that. So behind me, all these army of logos and shit looks like a freaking NASCAR event behind me. But that's what we have built because of you, and the audience actually built me the studio. Everybody involved in that is still on board except for one guy who's completely pissed off and hates my guts. That is full disclosure. That actually happened. There was a guy, and he was actually the one who led the charge on the studio building. It was so sweet of him to do that. And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. So him along with, Doug Lime was in here, Joe Morin, Pellerito, Andrea, Mike Lees, Stephen Hyde, Sebastian Pellerito, and this dude came in here and built the studio. All right. Then months later, even years later, I guess it would be years later, as soon as I started to go down the road of bringing Ben back onto this, into the fold, because Ben and I reconciled and we repaired the relationship. God bless Ben. He reached out and said, hey, I'm sorry. That whole thing was a mess. I was like, okay, no problem. That sounds good, man. I'm glad to have you back. Let's start podcasting together. Okay, great. Well, then the dude who was spearheading the whole studio thing, he took a run at Ben publicly about him, and I saw it was on the Zaniacs United page. And what was funny is the guy who did take the run at him was the same guy who was telling people on Zaniacs United, which is the fan page run by audience members. I'm in charge here, so no more being mean to people with political shit. All right, back off that. I've had it. I'm tired. And so he was like, all right, this is great. I'm like, well, that's very cool of him to do that. And then he turns around and assaults Ben. So I'm like, oh shit, no, man, come on. So then I reached out to Dude and I go, hey, if you could you not do that? Ben and I just repaired the relationship. Like to keep it that way if you could. And then he proceeded to fucking put me in my place with, you never learn, do you? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? No, I mean, we just fixed it. And then he says, I used to be married to a woman who had the same mental issues as him. So you're gonna get burned by that. I know things. I've got knowledge. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. So that's when it really got off the rails, because I was like, you know what? Seriously, I have looked beyond you and your personality, and so have many, many others that you don't even know of for the longest time. I've looked beyond it and let it go. I'm not now. So despite all of the great things and nice things you did, you're an asshole. So that's that. I told him off. Then about a month passed, and I wasn't mad anymore. And I reached out and I go, look, that got off the rails. Do you want to start over? And he said, fuck you. So that was that. No more. That's the Reader's Digest version of dude who decided to, who helped me. So I guess the point of this all was going down the road of all the people that have helped me. There was one guy in particular who it just got off the rails, and that was that. I don't know even know why I told you that, but still, it's if you're wondering, some of you who are within the group don't know that story of what happened with dude. That was it. That's what took place. Okay, we have a ton of things to get into today. My goodness, Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics happens. That's always fun. Thank you for the questions ahead of time. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 questions. If you have any, if there's any scragglers or late arrivers, do reach out, Eric@ericzaneshow.com. And I'll try to check the email before we get started with Dad. And then off we go. If you do send it and I don't get to it, I'll use it in the file in the upcoming weeks as we progress. I am still sweating the idea of breaking the news to Dad that he's not aware that the great kidney giveaway is going to happen in 1 week. We are 4 days from travel. 7 days until the actual, I hate saying surgery. It is surgery, but I just, for some reason, it makes me less anxious when I just call it a procedure. There was a nice lady who reached out to me yesterday from Los Angeles. She was going over some of the specifics about the procedure, and she kept referring to it as a procedure, and I was thankful for that because it just, I don't know. It's all about how I feel. I mean, I'm not scared. I'm just, I want this to happen, and there's just a bit of anxiousness. Okay. That's as far as I'll go and how I feel about all this, because I don't want to give anybody the impression that I'm sitting here having second thoughts about this. I am not, because truth be told, that is a thing that has happened where a person has gone through the entire process and then is actually on the table getting ready for the procedure to take place. And then they say, so we have to ask you one more time. Are you sure you want to do this? And then people have said, you know what? Now that you mention it, no, I don't want to do it. Let's skip it. And then the poor dude or the poor lady who wanted the kidney is left, oh my God, I cannot imagine that. That isn't even close to coming into my mind right now. We are solidified in our thinking and cannot wait to get after it. More on that in a bit, I'm sure. That just happens to crop up on the show at any given time. So yeah, I am. I don't even know if I should tell Dad. What I'm trying to figure out is, do I tell him before I actually fly out to California, or will he be pissed if I call him from California? I think he might. I think I might have to tell him really soon, like in a day or so. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, man. And, truth be told, my mom was also sweating this, but she hid it from me. She was, my dad was straight up, I don't want you to do that. Why are you helping this man? Dad, I mean, I don't know, Dad. It's better to give than receive. Jesus talked to me. He doesn't get it. He does not get it in any way, shape, or form. And my mom, God rest her soul, before she passed, I had no idea that this was happening. I would call her up and say, Ma, I got great news. What is it? Yeah, I'm giving this guy a kidney. And she's like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. This is so amazing. I mean, what a poker face on this lady. Oh my gosh. Well, I just cannot wait to get more information about this. That is an awesome thing. Holy crap. Okay, Mom, I love you. Bye. Click. She dials up my brother. Oh my God. She sounds like Kenny. Oh my God. We got to stop him. What are we going to do? She calls my brother Jim. My brother Jim goes, well, we just encourage him. It's come on. What are you talking about? Great poker face. What about the known side effects of the new COVID vaccine? Now, let me just take you through this on my end. I got an email from Red State Dirk, who is, it's a little bit tricky with him. And, God, he might have to, I wonder if he's actually on right now live. I see Patriot Nick, Tandy, Melissa, Adam. I don't normally do this. Shelly, Jason, Nick. I'm just looking at names. Adam. There he is. There is Dirk. Okay, good. I get an email from Dirk concerning the side effects of the vaccine. And so in this article, I'm going to describe it to you. And he wrote on the email, no thanks. No way. Now, this is interesting because this guy had a pretty strong case of COVID, and it's still he's still trying to put some distance between himself and that rough patch that he was in. So he's lived that. So despite that, I was under the impression from the email that he's like, oh boy, well, no way. This is not, I wouldn't take that. So I found that interesting that someone who actually had it, who listens to the show, was like, oh boy, I don't want any part of that. I was like, well, that's strange to me. I find that shocking. But there are some side effects that go along with it. And I'm going to go over that article with you as to what people are saying, because, well, it's an interesting article, frankly. But I guess it's to each their own in this case. Prisoners in California. This is ridiculous. You know, like when the virus hit, there was all sorts of money that was made available in different through different avenues, like loans and forgivable loans, money that people would get from the U.S. government in order to keep their business running. Well, I think that's what's at stake here concerning unemployment benefits in the state of California. I think in California, they went the route of making it really simple to apply. So, my gosh, prisoners are scamming the system and getting have gotten tons of cash from the state of California. This was shocking to me. An unbelievable story. It's happening again. I wrote this in the live stream, little text that I read on there for people to see. It's happening again. We've got another uprising. The Patriots are gathering. The freedom fighters have mobilized, and they are eating this time. They're not getting haircuts. The Patriot/freedom fighters are eating and drinking. Some bars and restaurants are opening up in and around where I live. COVID be damned. All right. So this is actually happening. It's it's a typical place that you would see where, like 9 out of 10 vehicles in the parking lot would be a Chevy Silverado with a lift kit and a Trump flag hanging off the back end. And maybe you're going to have a "Don't Tread on Me" flag, a Trump flag. Let's go beat up some black people flag, something like that on the back of the truck is what you would see in the parking lot of a place like this. Okay. So they're going for it, man. And COVID, like I said, COVID be damned at this place. Be thankful that you're not tampon poor. I got a story about that. I heard about this. That, in fact, just the other day, Diana was, I think it was on Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Somebody said, please, can someone bring me a box of tampons? My daughter needs them. And I was like, wait, this is really strange. And the person wasn't kidding. The person was so broke, the person could not afford tampons. That's tampon poor. All right. It is a thing, but the problem has been solved. Good news in the country of Scotland. Okay. And I've got a mystery about some weirdo monolith in the middle of the southern Utah desert. All of that on this stupid show. I apologize for the late start. Again, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me, but tying the loose ends here, I was able to get it going, but again, apologize for that. Later on today, I have an interview that I am going to record and then post. At about 1:30, I'm going to conduct it and do it. And I am actually interviewing the recipient of the kidney. His name is Jeffrey. And a little bit of background about Jeffrey. Again, as I did realize that, I actually have shared this with you, that this is a guy that I went to school with, both in elementary school, middle school, or junior high school, and high school. We weren't really that close. We definitely knew of each other, maybe hung out a time or two with mutual friends. To me, my impressions of him back in those formative years were always strong spirit, fun, nice, friendly, not a angry bone in his body. And his dad was worked in radio, actually, radio and television. God rest his father's soul. This dude's mom, I remember her as being very ethnic, a French lady, and a very, very thick French accent to her English, broken English, basically. And it's just crazy to think that here we are so many years later from when I was first introduced to him, probably in 5th grade. And this is actually going to happen, where he had some type of disease. And that's actually, I'll ask that question. What exactly happened to your kidneys that caused them to malfunction in the way that they have? And I'm going to interview him like I would anybody. And so I'll introduce you to him, and then I will post it. It's just going to be an audio podcast. And you'll be able to get an idea more about this person. And I know that one of the things about Jeffrey is his gratitude is at an unbelievable level. He is just so happy and grateful with what is happening right now. Well, and frankly, his attitude is he's had a really terrific attitude about whether or not this would even work, because as you know, there's been many, many steps that have had to happen in order to make the kidney transplant possible. I mean, it's a really, really involved process to test me, make sure that I've got the right stuff to get this done. And then he has to pass a series of tests to make sure he is capable, his body is ready for this type of procedure, because this is tougher on him than it is me. Me, they just snippy, pull it out, get out of here, go home. That's it. Him, there's a lot more involved with getting the kidney into him and then keeping it in him so that his body doesn't turn on it and try to get rid of it or reject it. So, getting that perspective from him, he has always been like, Eric, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it's not meant to be. And I'm like, I don't even want to think about that. I just want to think about you getting this kidney. It is, this has become such a thing in our lives that it's constantly moving up the priority list, in terms of things of enormity in our lives. You have, birth of children, marriage to spouse, falling in love, these types of things. Those are all the big things in our lives. This is now right up there. And, I can't put it towards higher up than like kids or anything like that, because that was the biggest thing we've ever done. But this is right up there. So as we get closer and closer to this big day where it's all going to happen, there is a lot of nervous energy and excitement. And I want to ask him, what are you feeling right now? How is it right now? Take me through what exactly is in your brain. He has now been on dialysis for 1 full year, and dialysis slowly kills you every single time you are on it. If you did not have dialysis, if that wasn't a thing, he'd have been dead long ago. But thanks to modern medicine, He has the ability to hook up into this machine, and that works as his kidneys. But make no mistake, this is a bitch. This is no way to live for anyone. Dialysis is horrible. But with a little bit of hope that after this procedure takes place, and just keep your fingers crossed that his body says, all right, we'll let you stay here. We'll keep you in here. That's all we're hoping for. So that's like the next hurdle. All right. And Casey Jones from Wood TV dropped by yesterday. And this guy is, wow. So Wood TV 8, legendary TV station here in West Michigan. And I was able to, I actually tapped them on the shoulder. And I go, look, I want to tell my story on the news. What do you think of this? And I spelled out for them what has happened. The same way I've told you. Over time, I told the this gentleman that I know there named Dan, who's one of the decision makers. I go, look, so do you think there's something here we can talk about this? Because I'd love to tell the story. I'd love to be able to tell the story. Well, they passed the story on to Casey, who remarkably, I remember Casey when he was still in high school, working at the frickin' Granville YMCA that I used to go to all the damn time for all those historic stories. And there'd be Casey at the desk. Hi, how you doing, Mr. Z? Yeah, one day I'm going to be on TV. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yeah, okay, thanks. Give me my card back. Give me a towel. Shut up. Now, here he is, man. He did it. So Casey now in his, I don't know, I'm guessing Casey's in his late 20s. He's got a lovely wife. He has a beautiful child. And he is a regular a staple on Wood TV 8. So, oh my God, he did exactly what he wanted to do. That's terrific. So he is the guy who does all these type of warm and fuzzies or sensitive type of stories. I think they call it On Your Corner. It's like it's like unpacking stories a little bit more than just something you might see in a little 1-minute piece on the news. And so a little bit more in depth. So that was the idea with that. And it just turns out that this is how it all works out. All of these things, I think, all line up in a weird cosmic way about anything kidney related for me. Okay. You just got to kind of look at it from this perspective. One of the last stories that Casey put together was a story about a local man, and I even featured it on the Patreon, a local man by the name of Willie Patterson. Willie Patterson is a dude who is looking for a kidney. And he is in the same boat that my pal Jeffrey was in searching for it. And Willie's wife is just a unbelievable force of nature. And she is actively searching for someone to give Willie a kidney. And so I saw that story, and I at the same time that I was reaching out to Wood TV 8, that's when I discovered the story. And actually Fox 17 covered Willie's story, and Wood TV 8 and 13 might have too, I don't know. But the reason why it became a thing was because Willie's wife was so aggressive with getting the story out there about Willie. So I saw it and I was like, son of a bitch, this is amazing. Well, I reached out to Willie and I spoke with him and I was like, hey, I don't have one to give you. Truth be told, Diana is interested in this and doing something like this, but I think she kind of wants to get past me first doing this before we even consider that. So just so you know, I'm not going to promise you anything. That's up to her. That's her decision, and she would have to make that. I'm not going to try to convince her in any way, shape, or form. If intrinsically she wants to make that decision, that's up to her. But I want to help you, and as from my standpoint, the person who's giving it on your behalf, to help you in any way, shape, or form to make it seem like it's not that much of a big deal. And that's kind of what I get back to with the title of the book, which, Kenny kind of led me down the road to what I wanted to title the book. And he had a something that was like this, and then Kevin in Muskegon refined it. So, yeah.
Hey, what's happening?
Because I've struggled with what to title the book. And if the title of the book is The Great Kidney Giveaway, and then the subtitle would be Giving a Kidney's, and I talked about this, how I wanted something like this. So he's kind of playing off that. Giving a kidney's not a big deal. Receiving one is. So I don't know if it should be The Great Kidney Donation. Giving one's not a big deal, but getting one is. So that would be a little less wordy. But I think that might be the direction that I'm going with this. And what I wanted to do with Willie was, again, and I talked about this with Casey, I'm stealing some of the thunder from the interview, was this, that's the emphasis. You know, I mean, people are being very kind and wishing me luck, and that is so very, very sweet, and I love that. But we've got this because of the unbelievable work being done by these medical professionals and just my faith in the whole process. I want giving a kidney away to be a little bit more involved in terms of how it affects you, as like giving away some plasma or some blood. I understand that that's not entirely realistic because you're going under the knife and it's quite a long process. But still, if we can focus on it being me telling the world in my own little corner of the world, you can absolutely do this. And you're going to be terrifically fine going forward, because they don't let anybody who they think is going to have their system compromised in any way, shape, or form after the donation even see the light of day. You're going to make it. You're going to be just fine. And if you can't, well, then you tried. You absolutely tried. You won't know until you try. Rick wrote from TC Paintball, book title, Kidney Offensive, Gold. Maybe. I need to have a little bit more words, I think, Rick. The Kidney Offensive. I don't know. I kind of want the title to be a synopsis of what the book is about, so that people know and will then say, and then they'll get it. You know, I want strangers to see the book who don't know me, and they'd buy it. All right. That's what I want. And you got to have a good title. So if it just says The Kidney Offensive on it, it's not going to, I don't know if that's really going to wow them, Rick. All right. So when Casey was here, we talked for like an hour and a half in this studio. And it was just awesome. I shared with Casey a video that I recorded. And this was kind of strange because when I got the news that I was given the green light to give the kidney away, it was in early September, excuse me. And so there was a point where I had to inform Jeffrey. And I was seated right here. And I just got off the phone with the nurse, and she was full of joy. She was, Eric, everything is great. You can tell Jeffrey right now that he's going to get a kidney, that you can give it to him. Like, holy shit. So I think I called my wife, and then I started calling my kids, and I talked to, or it was a text, I think maybe. But Jacqueline was the one who said, when you tell him, you need to have an account of it. You need to record it. So this iPad was in front of me, so it's facing me, and I turned the camera so it would record me, and I hit record on the iPad, and I called him. And I remember he was leading up to it. He was trying to act like he was calm, but I'm sure he was a nervous wreck. And so he was waiting for this phone call. He knew that I was going to find out on that day. And so the phone rings, and then you hear him, and He picks it. Hello? Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, Eric. How are you, man? I'm okay, Jeffrey. How are you? Oh, just no big deal. It's all good, man. I really appreciate you, man. I love you. It's all good. Whatever they say, it's gonna be fantastic. Jeff, I can give you the kidney. And then it's silence. And then you feel and hear this release. And it's the most moving thing I have ever been involved in my entire life. I sat there, and at first I was like, I smiled because I was super happy. And then as time passed, and I realized in the phone call that what was happening, I actually lost it. And so here you have two 50-year-old men sobbing, just unbelievable. And the words he said the words through tears, through ugly cry. He said, I was so prepared for bad news. And he didn't get bad news. He got the best news. He got green light news, man. Here it comes. Wind up in the pitch. Here comes the kidney. And man, so I have this footage. All right. So then I waited, and I didn't tell him right away, but I not long ago I said, hey, I want you to know that I've got some footage of you. And then when Casey was over, I showed him that footage in here, and he goes, can I use that in the story? And I go, I don't know. I go, I will ask. And so I brought it up with Jeffrey. I go, hey, buddy. So, and I was talking about that and keeping him informed on it. Do you remember that moment? I have that footage. Yes. Okay. Well, can that be shared? And so, that I think is going to make an appearance on this story with Wood TV 8. And now I'm just assuming Casey Jones is going to use that because he asked specifically. If he doesn't, I will check with Jeffrey if he minds if I share that with you in my own little corner of the internet. I'm not kidding you. It's incredible. It just put into perspective what he is going through on a daily basis. And man, I'm just privileged and blessed to be part of it. And all of the support and the nice things you all have said about it is just been, as we build up to this as a group, getting to the end of this adventure, which is now taken. It has been 6 months and 9 days since we started this whole thing. And it's going down, man. Honestly, I'm starting to think it's more like this is going to be a working vacation because, again, this is how it works. Arrive Sunday night in Los Angeles, Uber to the where we're going to be staying. It is a hotel, but it's a hotel full of cancer patients. Like literally, this is like hotel cancer. People who are getting long-form treatment on UCLA's campus stay at this hotel. Okay, and there will be, and we get there Sunday night, and then Monday is COVID test day. I guess I can podcast Monday, but it's going to be like we get there Sunday night. I got to commit right now and say, yeah, we're going to do the podcast. All right. Yes, we're going to do the podcast Monday, but it's not going to be at a time that you normally get. It's going to be at like 11 a.m. Michigan time because I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. California time so that you can get it at 8 a.m. the time that you normally get. So, there's got to be that. It'll be a little bit of a time change, which we did before in August, if you recall, during all that testing, which was no big deal. So I'll be podcasting from the room, have all my gear there, and the Queen of the Forest will be there. Now, at this point, I'm not operated on. Monday, COVID test day after the show. Stay safe. Don't touch anything. Don't interact with anybody. Lay low. Tuesday, day off. Nothing. Podcast. Not a day off from the podcast. Just nothing going on really medically. Maybe a meeting here or there. Wednesday. There's not going to be a podcast Wednesday. That is procedure/surgery day. Spend the night in the hospital. Thursday, no podcast. But I might check in with you on Facebook Live at some point. I don't see why I can't do that from the hospital. I mean, that's going to be fun. Maybe Thursday night in the hospital. And at the latest, leave Friday, I'm told. So there's that. Saturday, Sunday, relax, read a book, watch a show. I talked about this yesterday. The prospect of really having nothing to do is really foreign to me, considering what we do on a daily basis around here to keep the podcast in the state of grace, if you will. And then back at it Monday. That would be December 7th. I plan on having a full week of podcasting as I recover. December 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is Monday through Friday, doing the podcast. The 11th, doctor's appointment. They say, all right, you're good to go. Get out of here. Thanks for coming. Thanks a lot. I'll probably see my cousins at some point in there, maybe. And then, I don't know if I'll be able to see Jeffrey. The hospital they are locked down like you wouldn't believe there. You know, here we are in Michigan. We're at Jimmy's Roadhouse. You know, people are just strutting in, breaking all the rules, eating frickin' porterhouse steaks and high-fiving each other, tongue-kissing at the bar, for God's sake. In California, if you go outside without a mask on, that's a problem. There's a mandate, I think, at least it was, but I'm pretty sure it's still going on there. They're super hyper about it, that if you leave your residence, you better have your mask on. When I go running, if I don't have my mask on, people are going to be like, oh, God, he's got it. Get away from him. He's an asshole. Holy shit. He must be from Michigan. He probably works at Jimmy's Roadhouse. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, get away. So that's basically it. And then back at it. Okay. Very good. That's in the cards. So I'm looking forward to sharing the interview with Jeffrey a little bit later on. Looking forward to Casey delivering his story. We talked for a long time. At one point, he said, Eric, it seems like you're on fire, because we kind of unpacked what life's been like since the initial the whole business about do my will, God talk to me, that thing, which I've told you about many times. And then what life's been like since then, because it's been way different for me, just from a personal standpoint. I'm still a complete bumbling asshole, but I don't know, man. It's just perspective on life is much different these days, and it is a huge benefit for me to have gone through this, and it has helped me, and I am so thankful for the opportunity to do this, because it has made me a better person. I really, really believe that. No shit. Except for, I think there's one person who would disagree. The guy I was telling you about earlier who helped me build this room, who I told him to go fuck himself, he would probably say that this hasn't helped me in any way, shape, or form. Sorry. Dropped the news on No Filter Kevin yesterday about Ken Jennings now being the fill-in host on Jeopardy. We talked about this yesterday, how Kevin, No Filter Kevin, hates Ken Jennings. It is daily required viewing around the Eric Zane Show podcast household for Kevin and Diana to watch. I don't even know the order. There's one game with that. It's some game show on the Game Show Network. I don't even know. The guy who hosts it is the dude who was in all of those movies like Best in Show. I forget who the guy's name is. He's the host of that. And then they watch frickin' Family Feud with Steve Harvey, who I still love. The guy is great on that show. Very funny. And this show, Mastermind, Ken Jennings is on it. Kevin hates him. So we break the news to him yesterday. Hey, buddy, guess what? What is it? Ken Jennings, I hate that son of a bitch. Actual words, I hate that son of a bitch. Oh, no. Oh, my God. He was like ruined by that news. Holy crap. My God. You know what I just realized? As I sit here, when I do Dear Meathead, I got to have this mic ready to go over here. And it's not ready. It's not even plugged in. The Dear Meathead mic for the phone needs to be plugged in. Hold on. Hold that thought. Not a huge deal. Oh, man. All right. Hang on. Oh, this thing is just hard to manipulate. That's what she said. Okay, Dear Meathead, in just a second, you can send in questions, eric@ericzaneshow.com. In fact, let me check out what we've got for questions here. Any more late arrivers? Oh, look at that. Dean's all over it. Hold on, I got to read this one first. That's not bad, Dean. That moves to the front of the line. Justin writes, I don't want to read it now. Oh, that's a good question, too. Justin, well done, folks. Stella Fly Laura suggests with the title of the book, Living Out Loud, A Journey of the Great Kidney Giveaway. I'm adding that to the pile of prospective titles for the book. Yes. See? It's a group thing. The open of this podcast is brought to you by Tag Accounting. TagCPA.net. Those are Troy's initials. Tag. He might be an Alan. Perhaps an Alex. Troy something Ginzer. CPA #1 in the world. Now, I could just say West Michigan, but this is one of those businesses that it isn't just like West Michigan centric. It's wherever you are in the listening audience. That's the accountant for the show. TagCPA.net. No matter where you are, New York State, Tennessee, Florida, Texas, doesn't matter. Troy can do your taxes. Because the beauty of the online portal, you basically upload all your documents to him. Not a big deal at all. And then he takes care of the rest. You don't even need to see this guy. But take it from me, you might get a call. He might be like, hey, I want you to know that I'll be doing your taxes on, let's say, Tuesday at 4 p.m. You may get a call from me with a clarification. And then that does happen. Hey, yeah, so what's up with this? Yeah, okay, I got the info. Great. Hang us up and it's done. And you don't have to do a damn thing. Wouldn't that be nice than sitting there for like where you have to clear out a whole weekend just to get your shit together to actually do your taxes? Wouldn't it be nice to just upload everything? This can be for on a professional level for a business of yours, or it could be personal taxes. Does it all. He's been my accountant for years. And I want you to call upon him to get your taxes done. 616-301-9516. Call Troy, 616-301-9516. It's important if you're a new customer to call him right away. Don't wait on this because you got to get your date established, okay? And there's a little bit of, there's a couple of things he's going to need from you in order to get the taxes done appropriately. You can't just call and say, yeah, I'm calling to get my taxes done. Can you start right now? It doesn't work quite like that. So do it, okay? And for you returning customers, you'll be hearing from Troy, of course, and I want you to re-engage him. And there you go. You're off and running with Tag Accounting, tagcpa.net, 616-301-9516. Stand by. Sorry. BK Guns and Stuff. I've got Gunsmith on the show. Gunsmith. Benjamin and Kyle Newton. That's a husband and wife team. I sometimes I have to go back and tell this story. Benjamin's wife is named Kyle. Okay, this is the rare lady named Kyle thing. All right. So it isn't like they're two dudes that are like gunsmiths in Saranac, Michigan, that are flying a rainbow flag and getting harassed by the locals. This is a husband and wife team. 616-902-2447 for BK Guns and Stuff. They're known all around the world for their expertise, and no matter where you are, you can call upon them to get your weaponry repaired, customized, clean, whatever you need done. Firearms transfers, BK Guns and Stuff. Call up Benjamin at 616-902-2447. Now, on the video live stream, at about this time, I oftentimes put up the graphic, Dear Meathead, brought to you by jmsynthetics.com. I just did it now. The last time I did that, I left it up there for like 3 days. Kenny writes, think about the main title more. I thought sharing life would be more encompassing of what you do as a radio guy turned podcaster, and now you're sharing life in a new way with Jeffrey. Yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. Again, these are all great suggestions for the book title. All right. Let me bring Dad in here. Johnny on the spot, aren't you, guy? You're ready to go today, aren't you, guy? Keep an eye out for if my phone falls.
Morning, son.
Hi, Dad. How are you?
I'm doing well, and Joanna's doing well. Thanks for you asking.
Yeah. So
before you take off like gung-ho, I'd like to have a moment for my expression of whatever I have to express to the audience that you have. So is that okay to do that?
Well, of course, Dad. What's going on? What's in your brain?
In my brain, I got up very early. Not got up, but I woke up very early and started thinking, what a lucky guy and woman Joanne and I are to have people like we are surrounded by on your show. You know, you guys are so loving, so wonderful, that I am so lucky to have this opportunity to say happy Thanksgiving to you guys, and so grateful forever that you are still our audience. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, Dad, that's well said, and they're gonna love that. I tell you what, because you're like a favorite, you know.
Well, they're favorite people. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, that is very, very kind, and I'm sure that they feel the same way.
Hey, it is what it is. So I said what I wanted to say, and Joanne.
Yeah, that is terrific. I will say thank you on behalf of them for sharing such a nice sentiment, Dad.
Thank you.
All right. So, how are you? You know, here we are. We got a day number, whatever it is, of this whole pandemic. What are your thoughts right now as we sit, Dad, getting ready for Thanksgiving?
Well, my thoughts are pretty much the same on the entire American people. I'm hurting, not just because of me, but I'm hurting on the whole America because of all of this that they have to tolerate, and the loss of the people that we have already endured. It really is a sad affair. Whoever would imagine that in America we would have so many people passing on for no reason at all attitude, like, you know, why? young, old, in between, and anyone that comes in contact with. There's not anyone, but 99% of them pass on.
Mm-hmm.
This is unheard of in my era to hear this. So I don't know. I'm hurting.
Dad, that's a very interesting thing that you bring up, because one of the things I'm going to talk about a little bit later on is the idea of there's a few restaurants throughout the state that are saying COVID be damned, and we're going to stay open though we're not supposed to, and people just come and go as they please inside, and they don't have masks on, and they're not approaching. They're not really accepting what we all have had to accept, and that's.
How could this happen that these people do not accept this? Right in front of their eyes, people are dying.
I don't know, and that's
what part of dying don't they understand?
Yeah, I'm not sure what is going on with regard to it in their own brains, but it's definitely happening. I've got a story that I'm going to feature coming up about a restaurant not far from here that says, "No way, man, we don't care. We're keeping it open."
Well, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I know they need money to survive on, but my God, after you're dead, you're not surviving at all.
Yes.
So,
yes, that is true.
What do you do to open up a place and feed them good food to die? If you come in and eat my place so I can bury you. Does that make sense?
No, but it's true.
I'm angry.
I like the you know how, like, when you go to a restaurant, they have a they have the sign, and then below it it can say shrimp dinner $5.99.
Yeah.
You could put Jimmy's Roadhouse, good food to die.
Absolutely. Isn't that a good thing to say?
Well, yeah, I mean,
gotta feed you nice just so they can die right away.
All right. I'm glad I got your perspective on that. Okay, how about this one, Dad? Dean writes this. Dear Meathead, I know you love raw hamburger. Right, Dad?
Oh,
yeah. He adds, with Thanksgiving tomorrow, have you considered trying some raw turkey?
No, I've never considered that.
Okay, he I think that's...
I grew up with the ground round, and that's all I can. I don't even do that anymore because it's just not available. I mean, it's not put in front of me.
Okay.
But I'll tell you one thing. Listen, there's a time that Joanne was gone for a day or two when she used to go to California.
Yeah.
Well, I go buy 2 pounds of ground round.
Yeah.
And I actually sit home and eat it. But that was years ago.
So, wait a minute. What I'm picturing is at Meijer or wherever, you know how you have the styrofoam with the meat and the plastic over it?
Yeah, well, I've seen that, but that's not where I bought my meat. I bought it right in the store here. They give you a ground round in a
right. Well, it doesn't matter where you got it. My point is, you just got the meat, and then you ate it like a bag of chips.
Yes, I take a big handful of it and put it in my mouth, and I eat it. You might
Absolutely. Be there.
Put some salt on it. That'd be great.
You are. That is. I can only imagine that the percentage of people who actually do this is very, very low.
Well, listen. The old country has its own way. Now, the Armenians, my mom used to make a bowl of those things, individual roll. You take it in your hand and make it like a little ball. Big plate. That was a delicacy.
So
when company comes over, they sit down and eat those.
So she just makes it like a snowball and puts it on the plate and says, "There you go."
Snowball.
It takes her 1 minute to make it. That's horrible.
Oh, that's not horrible. That's great. And you put some salt and pepper on it. Delicious.
Oh my!
I can still do that.
Oh.
Well, Joanne says, "Oh no, I can't."
You know what? I don't know if you've ever heard like when couples are dating, as you and Joanne were years ago, the little things that people learn about each other, that might be a knock on you, like, so you're lucky that after, she's dating you for 6 months and you revealed that you like to eat this raw meat, that she didn't say, well, that's a deal breaker, I'm out of here.
Well, I don't know how it went, but I didn't do too much of that when we were married. Very little of it. In fact, I haven't had any of that in years.
Okay. Well, except for the one time you just told that when Joanne left, you had a party.
Well, yeah. Well, but I don't do that anymore. If I even get a chance to be all alone, I don't do that.
Some people might do other things, like get some booze or some cigarettes and hang out with the boys or whatever. And you would just sit alone and eat raw meat.
Hey, you'd be surprised. The California people eat it.
Dad, Justin writes this. Dear Meathead, if you had the ability to reverse your aging, would you do it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I would do that.
Okay, so you would turn back the hands of time.
Yes.
Then he says, his question is, what would you like to do with your newfound youth? Let's say you've got the body, you and Joanne have the body and mind of a 28-year-old. What's going to happen?
Well, see, you're confusing the whole thing now. At this point in my life, if my life was turned around, I wouldn't want to change anything because I'm in America. But if you want to take me back to the old days of my life that I grew up and I was raised in, I really wouldn't want to change anything.
No.
Man, I had things that I did that was wonderful.
No, I'm not saying that you'd have a time machine. I'm just saying that you'd be younger. I mean, I'd be cool. I really, with today's knowledge, if I had it, I'd be busier than Mr. Busybody. And no, I would love it. I would definitely love it. All right, very cool. Dear Meathead, what is your favorite fast food establishment and meal? Fast food.
Oh, boy. Well, I really would like to go to a place that would serve sushi. I love sushi.
Yeah, I'm talking like McDonald's or Wendy's or Taco Bell.
Yeah, you like McDonald's. I like McDonald's.
Okay.
Really good. Breakfast burritos is my favorite.
Oh my God, you're speaking my language. I love those.
Yeah, I can eat on a setting time. Like when I go over there, I used to get just one for me, one burrito.
Yeah.
Now I'm up to 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If I have a chance, I'll probably up it to 4.
Oh yeah, I could eat 10 of those. I mean, seriously.
Well, I don't know if I can go 10.
Oh,
but,
it's so good.
Once a day, maybe I would do that. I don't know.
But okay, so you would eat breakfast in the middle of the day. You wouldn't get like a Big Mac or anything like that.
Not if I can eat the other stuff.
Okay. So favorite thing, breakfast burritos at McDonald's. Very good.
McDonald's, right.
What is Meathead's favorite Thanksgiving Day food?
Wait. You kind of broke up a little bit. Repeat that.
What is your favorite Thanksgiving Day food?
What, Thanksgiving food?
Yeah, for Thanksgiving, what's your favorite thing to eat?
Well, it's very typical nowadays. Just. What's your favorite?
Yeah.
My favorite is actually. I really don't have a favorite.
Well, okay, so let's say you're let's say you're at the table, and there's turkey, stuffing, sweet potatoes, cranberries, rolls. What do you grab first?
I will definitely take a roll.
I knew it. I knew you were going to take the rolls first.
Yeah. I would definitely take a roll, but everything on a table is a doer.
Okay, good. All right. Dear Meathead, I live in Maine, and I've been thinking about getting some chickens. Do you have any experience or insight on raising or owning chickens? Please embellish.
I don't have any kind of a preference because I always refer back to my childhood, to get a chicken as a child, we'd go to a place that they got corrals, walls. Chicken cannot fly up anywhere. It's a live chicken. And this creep would take the chicken and just yank his neck right off of him, his face right off of him. And they'll throw him out there. That thing will go up and down, up and down, up and down till all the blood is joined and it dies.
Wow. So this is like out
Imagine taking that home.
Yeah.
With that thought, having your mother cook it for you and you eat it.
Wow.
If it happened in America, I definitely wouldn't want to eat any of that.
So Mom would say, that would be my grandmother would say, Reuben, go get me a chicken. And you got to go, oh, God, you got to go and tell the dude, hey, one to go. And then he grabs the chicken. And
this guy would take it, yank his neck off and head off. And after 10 minutes, we'd take it home. Blood would be all over the place. And it's an open corral, you know. No roof on it or nothing.
Boy.
That's where they are.
Sounds like a horrible place to live. Oh, my God.
And listen, to buy beef,
the
whole half a cow would be hanging outdoors of that store.
Yeah.
The flies jumping all over it. And then you go there and say, hey, you want a pound or whatever we did. You go out there with a knife and slice the thing off of there and bring it in the house. I mean, in the store. Wrap it in a piece of paper and you take it home.
Now, you would then say, hey, can you grind this up so I can eat a snack?
No, we all had grinders. We take it home and grind it at home.
You'd like, add the flies, no problem. I'll grind it up.
No problem.
I'll eat it. I'll eat anything.
But there was no flies. Once you get at it, flies fly off of.
I know it. All right. This guy writes, hey, Meathead, this will be my second year of living on a farm. We burn wood from all the dead or the fallen down trees on the land for heat.
I love that.
He says, do you have any tips for all of this that might make this an easier process?
Well, first of all, I really don't have any clue as far as that goes. When you put wood in your chimney wood burner, you know, you get some of that smoke, and the smell is there all the time.
I think it has to do with the wood burner itself. Sometimes that can be avoided, I think.
Yeah, right. Now, back in the old days, we had a metal container type of a thing. That it's got a door on it. You open it up and throw the wood in it, then close it. Even with that, we'd have the whole room would be stinking like smoke. There was no smoke in the room.
Right.
But the smell is always there. So there's nothing I can tell.
Look out for the smell is what you're saying.
It's a wood smell, wood burning smell, just like you're living in the smoke.
Yeah. For that person who wrote that in, I'm sorry I didn't write the name down. If you pull it out of the woods, probably a good point to let that set after you split it for like at least 6 months. It's just going to burn hotter the older it gets, and then you're going to use less wood. I'm pretty sure that's what I was told, how that works. I'm not an expert on that. It's just what I was
possible,
told.
But we didn't have time to dry the thing. We had a good bit of. Actually, here's a strange thing. Now we had when we became sophisticated. My mother bought a kind of a burner that had the kerosene dropping, drop.
Yeah, and
that would burn and it heat the room. But before that, we had what they call corsi, which is a 10 by 10 square table with no legs. And the legs are very close to the ground.
Wait a minute.
No legs. But there was some legs. But
so
here's the point.
It's like a metal box?
It's like not a box. Yeah, the top was where you put the wood in there.
Yeah.
And you put that stuff in that metal box and leave it outside, let it burn until it's all red. And you take that and put it on in there. We all sit around that corsi with our legs inside of it. But it would not reach the fire.
Oh, I thought you were like cooking your legs or something.
No, it was the little round thing was in the center of that thing.
Yeah.
And it was about probably, I would say, 4 feet off the floor.
My God.
About that. And then that heat up under it with no possibility of fires or nothing. And then we stick half of our bodies and then the rest of them all exposed. We sit around it, about 6
Wow.
people sit around it.
That's what you had to do to stay warm.
That's how we heat ourselves.
Wow. You know, it's no wonder why you love America. You had to live like a caveman.
Oh, we never know the difference between a caveman or no man.
Oh, my gosh. I mean,
we're not introduced to any of that.
I know it. Every other week, I've got a story about how, some guy ripping a head off a chicken and your mom's making meatballs raw, and then you're putting your legs in the fryer, whatever the hell.
Oh, that raw meat was a delicacy. When we had company, my mom would make a whole bowl of it for the company.
That is so gross. That is so horrible.
Well, you ought to take a little bit of that in your mouth and eat it and see how it feels.
Now, so when you let's say that all the meat is consumed, the bottom of the bowl has to have like blood. Do you drink it
no blood.
Like milk from frickin' cereal?
No blood, nothing. Just nothing in there.
Okay, I can just imagine you guys fighting over the blood. You and Uncle Garo and Aunt Garcia.
Hey, listen, that was only when we got company, because that was a delicacy.
Oh, that was when you were splurging. Well, what did you eat when there wasn't company? Dirt?
No, we had bread and butter. My mom would cook rice. The rice is all by itself getting cooked.
All right. Yeah. So
hey, listen, we had this huge steel container that put all the rice stuff in it, and then we put all of the goodies in there, and then lower that in a sort of a hole, but it's not a hole.
Yeah, I can picture it. I know what you're talking about. You look, it's like your dirt floor.
Yeah, dirt floor, and then there's coals in there and the thing, and we light it up, and then the pot goes inside of that.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's footage of you on like the National Geographic channel from when you were a kid, and they're like describing how people live in other parts of the world, and you're sitting there eating the raw meat.
Oh, I can still do that.
All right. Well, Dad, this has once again been a terrific adventure with dear Meathead. It is Thanksgiving. I'm so sorry that we cannot gather. I think next year at about this time, we should be good to go. So just in that one song, they say, tie a rope and hang on. So that's it. I mean, that's all we can do right now.
Hey, did I say the final statement that I had for my audience?
Yes, you did.
I just want to thank them again.
Yes, you did. You did awesome, Dad. Everybody loved that.
That's in my heart.
I know that. That is one of the many reasons why they love you so much, Dad.
Well, love them back, and I wish them all well.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll be in touch very soon. Probably in a day or so. I'm going to call you back.
All right, honey.
Okay, I love you guys.
Love you and love audience. And God bless you all, and have a wonderful holiday.
Love you, Eric. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Okay, guys. Love you. Thank you.
Bye.
All right. See ya. There you go. Dear Meathead, brought to you by JM Synthetics. Hold on. Oh, let me remember to take the graphic off this time so it's not up there for freaking 3 days. Thank you, JM Synthetics. Online at jmsynthetics.com. Go to Jason's website and buy AMSOIL products. They invented synthetic motor oil. He'd love to hear from you, and you're helping him out. He is a dedicated sponsor and friend. Thank you, Jason. When you help him out, I will send you a record, an actual vinyl record from my collection back there. And you pick. There's only about 100 of them. Well, maybe not even that many. But I've got some old school Van Halen for you. whatever you want. And when you buy a record, you be like, hey, what do you got, Zane? I'll actually call you. We'll frickin' FaceTime. Which one you want? You want this one? You want Loverboys Get Lucky? I guess there's some good ones. There's some really good ones in there. Buy something from Jason Mays. Send me a screenshot that you bought something and you're good to go. So right there was a perfect example of what my dad is dealing with when it comes to dementia. He is very sharp in his storytelling, as you can tell. He did very well there. He is thoughtful. He gives you all the fun details, and he's great at it. And, he's 86. But, yeah, he didn't remember if he had how he started it with the, hey, I just want to thank the audience. He wasn't sure if he had done that at the end there. And that's what Joanne, thank God, covered for him and said, yeah, you did. You did that already. But, oh, my gosh. Just, to me, those bits, when we have him on, and when Joanne starts laughing in the background and I can't figure out what she's laughing at, guy. Holy shit, does that make me smile. I hope you enjoy the segment too. All right. This group, we got an awesome group in here today. Holy crap, look at you all. Thank you. Thank you for being part of this. All right. Tomorrow, we're not going to do a show. We're just going to sit here and watch the Lions lose. And then the Cowboys are going to take on the Washington football team. And, yeah, that's it. That's all we're going to do. So I'm not going to have a podcast for you. I might drop a message in here or there throughout the day just to say hi. But back at it on Friday. So show notes if you're wondering what is going on. Where are you, Zane? Yeah, we're just we're taking care of the food is what we're doing. So that's how we're going to work it. All right. So I am on Cameo, and I want you to go there, cameo.com/Eric Zane, if you want me to wish somebody a happy birthday, maybe congratulate them on getting married, a job, career advancement. Maybe they got fired and they want me to, a little pick me up, or you just want me to bust your friend's balls. Okay. Yeah, by all means, hire me on Cameo. I'll do whatever you want me to do, except say racist shit or whatever. That does happen. Brett Favre got hired one time by like the Proud Boys or something like that, and things got off the rails. Really weird. Cameo.com/Eric Zane cost you $15.99, I think. I did not raise that price. It's always been $15 for me. God knows that I don't deserve any more than that. Some of these people, they charge like $1,000. I'm like, holy shit. And they do like 100 of them a day. It's like, what is going on here? This is incredible. Jeez. $15. And I won't let you down. I like to say that my cameos are better than everybody else's. God, what was the last one I did? Cameo.com/Eric Zane. I think it was Kevin Kuiper's. Was the last one I did. I wonder if I can access that quickly. Yeah, I think I can. This is horrible. Poor Kevin. His brother put me up to this. Oh, boy. Kevin Kuipers, what did you do to deserve this? Your brother Matt has said, be as mean as possible. He says it right there. And oh, my God. I normally don't like beating the shit out of people who like eat their own semen, but fuck, I got to do what I got to do. And Matt says that you deserve it. So fuck, I thought it was bad enough that you hang around bowling alleys for hours on end. I mean, normally people who are molested in a certain place repeatedly don't like to hang out there, but apparently you liked it when you were a kid and you like it now too. So let's just hope that the sex offender registry cycles through so that on Kids Day, you won't be around. But nevertheless, no more about you being a pedophile. Let's just talk. By the way, this is all of what the. This is all off top of my head. I don't plan any of these. They just happen. Why am I cracking myself up? Let's just talk more about the shit you do for fun. first of all, you hang out with me and play paintball and shit. Well, I mean, that's probably the best thing that you're probably going to do. That's actually, some good quality entertainment. But hanging around the bowling alley with all these toothless, degenerate bitches who want nothing more than for you to stick your foot into their vagina. So that's pretty gross. But knowing that you'll probably stick it up their ass and then lick your foot after is just a sickening thought that is now in everyone's brain. So, hey, you don't even know why your brother is doing this. I don't know if you have a birthday. I mean, God knows nobody really loves you. So you must have done something that was just god-awful to piss him off. Like, I don't know, you didn't tongue his asshole the way he likes or something like that. I have no idea. But whatever it is, I like you. Even though you are an absolute a creep, you and your brother are some pretty cool dudes. So I wish you guys the best. I'll see you at the next paintball thing. Kevin, maybe your piece of shit brother, Matt, who booked this thing, will actually show up this time. Okay, till next time, I'll talk to you guys. See you later. So that's that. That's how I do my cameos. That's why I say there's no one better when it comes to that type of content. That roast, nobody can do that roast. All these other assholes on Cameo, they don't have any ability to rattle shit off. The only one close is fucking Rappaport, and I crush Rappaport. Rappaport compared to me sucks shit. Okay, the weird thing is though Rappaport actually makes money off of it. I'm a fucking loser, but yet I'm telling you, I am an unpolished stone, but that turns into fucking a diamond. I am the diamond, unpolished stone, diamond, or turd. One of those things is what I am. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. They're probably going to cancel after that horrible thing that I just said about Kevin. 616-532-6600 for your vehicle, domestic, Asian, European. Get it fixed at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. All right. I wonder if they're going to be involved in that recall of the GM cars with the airbags. I guess I should find that out. If your vehicle is one of the recalled ones, that of the 7 million just recalled, my gosh, holy shit! Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. They are the best. I love them so much. In fact, I got to take the hybrid over there, the Civic. It shows up on the screen like a wrench. Maintenance required. God. So that means I'll be dropping by. I'll say, hey, I'm dropping the car off. You don't have to see anybody. It's all COVID safe. It's all hands-free. They sanitize the car. They are the best. I love them. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid in West Michigan. So if you're along 44th Street, just east of 131, 3 blocks east of 131 is a street called Stafford. Turn on it. There they are. You finally have someone you can trust when it comes to repairing cars. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid. If you missed anything about my Irvine's ad, check out the Threads podcast. No, not the Threads podcast. They do a Jason Terry and Ben do a podcast. It's a rideshare podcast called, what is it called? Uber Eats podcast? Gig Economy podcast. Irvine sponsors that show too. So if you miss anything on my ad, Jason basically takes my words and writes them down exactly, and then he says them again on his show. Totally kidding. My friends at Horizon Hydroponics are inviting you to tap their resources for anything when it comes to growing stuff indoors. Now, it's kind of like a whenever I meet with John from Horizon Hydroponics for Growers 101, he's like, people grow stuff indoors, not just cannabis. I'm like, yeah, I know. Right. Sure. All right. So whether you're growing marigolds indoors or freaking lima beans or grapes or I don't know, tomatoes during the indoor growing season, everything you need is at Horizon Hydroponics. But for the rest of you, which is 99% of you, you're growing cannabis. And okay, they're getting big and strong. They will if you utilize the expertise from Horizon Hydroponics. They sell great stuff to make your plants strong. You're climbing the fucking plant like Jack and the Beanstalk to clip your buds when the time is right. I've actually been acquiring knowledge about how to do this over time of working with these folks at Horizon Hydroponics. And I don't even smoke, but I'll bet you that I could tell you a thing or two about how to do it. I mean, I know John gave me, I was able to get my hands on some seeds back in the radio days. And that was the start of my education process. He goes, just do what I tell you. Your plants are going to grow big and strong. Well, then what did I do? I did exactly the opposite. I didn't listen to him, and my plants died. If you need anything regarding expertise or products to grow indoors, you need Horizon Hydroponics. Online at HORIZEN hydroponics.com. Anywhere in the USA, your orders of $250 and more, shipping is free. Use the coupon code Zane Show at checkout, and you save 10%. They also have 4 stores, Alpine in Grand Rapids, the Growers Outlet in Byron Center, Michigan, Kalamazoo store, Lansing store. There you go. Jimmy's Roadhouse. I tried calling there earlier, hoping that someone, they don't open till noon. But I'm going to try it again. I got to talk to this guy. I'm going to try to talk some sense into this dude. The approach of me of just screaming at people and saying they're stupid assholes doesn't work. It just pisses people off. But I don't know. I don't know how they can answer some of the things that I want to ask and then go, yeah, that makes sense. I don't understand. So I'm trying to understand by just asking. But I've never gotten an answer that I've been comfortable with. Now, I've been to this place, Jimmy's Roadhouse in Newaygo, Michigan. Really nice. Great people. They're completely misguided in this whole scenario. But they've been very helpful to people over the years. I know that when we would do the Hess Lake half marathon for AT, Jimmy's Roadhouse was kind of like where we would do packet pickup, and there was like a meal there. And the guy's, he's a sweetheart, very, very nice guy, runs the place. But yeah, he's put his foot down. He said, enough is enough. I am not going to take this shit anymore, and I'm opening up. Let's eat, everybody.
It's times for bars and restaurants is decidedly quiet this year. With the number of coronavirus cases growing, the state health department has issued new
Juliet Dragos, Channel 13.
restrictions to limit social gatherings. But some businesses are saying no, including Jimmy's Roadhouse in Newaygo. 13 on your side's John Hogan has a look at the pushback.
This is my softball jersey back in the 70s, 80s.
Jim Corey is owner of Jimmy's Roadhouse in Newaygo. The latest challenge, he says, is yet another state order prohibiting indoor dining at bars and restaurants. The current order runs through December 8th.
You can either go down with the ship, fighting, trying every day. That's
all. That comment is kind of like it so does not apply to this. You can't take something like this and punch it like Rocky taking on Clubber Lang. That mentality is not, it doesn't do anything. You can't take stubbornness to fight an unseen foe. That doesn't apply here. I've never gotten that type of put your head down and plow through the line of scrimmage like the fullback in the football game. It just doesn't fit in this scenario. That doesn't work.
Indoor dining at bars and restaurants. The current order runs through December 8th.
You can either go down with the ship, fighting, trying every day. That's what we do.
What he is doing is letting people come inside to eat. Corey has
Now,
not been at
all
a
of
loss.
these images. This is like a safe haven for no masks. The images you're seeing here. Everybody's in there like, hey, I do big hugs. Nobody's wearing a mask. Nobody gives a shit. And this is why this thing is so devastating in the U.S. This exact thought process. That's why we've lost. We've already lost. There's no way around it. And I don't know if there's any way to win, frankly. No, I do. There is a way to win. This ain't it. But they do not care. There is no getting through to these people.
Us for customers.
Granville, Grand Haven, Kalamazoo. A construction guy was drove all the way up from Jackson with his family.
Corey knows there are detractors. The local health department is also aware that he is open. An investigation is underway. Tom Adgate lives in nearby Croton.
I don't understand what's up with that. You know, if this is, if you are the health department, and you work for the state, what is the point of making these restrictions on restaurants who, when they decide, you know, I've had it, I'm going to push back? What's the point if you don't have the gumption or the muscle to say, no, you're not, and do whatever you need to do to enforce that? I mean, to me, Jimmy is showing, hey, if I put my foot down and they don't shut me down, well, it's reinforcing his behavior. And I think that other people see that. So I don't know why when these things happen, no one has the teeth to go in and enforce to him to actually shut him down again. I mean, if you run that organization and you find out that there's people openly saying, I don't give a shit what you say, we're going to listen to fucking the Doobie Brothers on the jukebox, and we're going to have a band here, and then, we're going to play horseshoes out back, and the local Newaygo hookers are going to storm through, and everybody's going to get a piece of tail, and we're going to eat till we barf and drink till we barf. You should be able to go through and shut this shit down, right?
He stopped in for lunch on a recent afternoon.
Should be up to the individual. I think if you want to stay home, protect yourself, stay home.
All right. Now that's okay. I want to stop. I know I'm stopping this a lot, but this guy shows up. He goes, it should be up to the individual. If you want to stay home, stay home. And that mentality, here's why that doesn't apply. Here's the problem with that. And this is what I wanted to ask. All right, I get that. And if it were that simple, yes, you are right. You're 100% right. It is not that simple. And my question is, if you all go there and then you do what you're doing, and let's say a bunch of you do get sick, I mean, there's people that got to take care of you if you're hospitalized, and they have families and little ones, and they don't want to be exposed to that type of thing. And then, what happens when the hospital gets full, like it is, and then it continues to proliferate in that way because you had that attitude. That's my question. How can you responsibly answer that with something more? Now, you got to give me something more than just freedom, Patriot, Liberty Bell, Paul Revere, and other fucking Revolutionary War terms that do not apply to this. You have to give me more than the talking points that have been spewed out by every bumblefuck like you who just proliferates bullshit. You got to give me something. I don't accept those buzz terms. What are you going to do when you get sick and then you have to be taken care of by someone who's got a family? What do you tell them? And what if you then, if their PPE fails while they're taking care of your ass in the hospital, and they get sick, and then their kids get sick, And this has all happened. This isn't like a fucking what if scenario. This is happening right now. And it's because of fucking Cro-Magnon Neanderthals like the dumb fucks that go to this restaurant and the fucking moron who runs it. So, by the way, remember when I said I didn't want to insult them? I kind of am right now. That's because I'm pissed off.
Supporting local businesses is important.
We live here, so we try to keep everybody open for business and support everybody.
Other businesses
Mute your
have also
fucking
decided
phone
to stay open. In the village of Sand Lake here at the Lakeside Inn, patrons say they're supporting this small town business to keep it afloat amid the pandemic.
So these businesses have got to stay open some way, somehow.
Norm Flanagan is a Lakeside Inn patron. He wants the diner to stay open.
Without them being open.
You know,
Thank
I
you,
truly
Captain.
believe that these business owners aren't very creative. There are ways to do this. You just got to think. You got to figure it out, man. You're a business owner. You had enough sense to open and maintain the business. Your life is depending on you staying open. The one way you can do it has been taken away for a little while. So go figure it out. You might actually get a lot more attention because of your craftiness to getting to a resolution that's different. All right. You might actually, if you would work instead of just fucking, I don't give a shit, to come on in and get sick. That is the wrong way to approach this, in my opinion.
Make it. They went through the last shutdown. It about broke them, and they can't do it the second one.
All right, thanks, Jimmy.
Back in Nuevo, Jim Corey says staying open is a way of supporting the community. Now, it's something they've been doing for
Jim Corey is misguided and wrong.
Years, including back in 1986 during the Great Floods.
This place supplied over 300 hot meals for the sandbaggers.
The tradition, he says, will continue as long as he owns Jimmy's Roadhouse.
I'm thanked
If
constantly.
there's another flood, we will provide hot meals.
Thank you. Thank you for standing up and getting back to normal.
In Nuevo,
It's
John
not back to
Hogan,
normal.
13 on
Stupid.
your side.
A few other Michigan business owners defied the state's orders on COVID-19. Perhaps the best known of them, Owasso barber Carl Mankey. Governor Whitmer ordered barbershops and salons closed until June 15th. Mankey opened in May and was charged with a misdemeanor for violating the order. That charge was dropped once the Michigan Supreme Court stripped the governor of her emergency powers.
Well, there you go. Jimmy's Roadhouse. They're the ones. All right. I got the email from Dirk, and he sent a really interesting story about side effects of the vaccine because no one's really talked about that. So, yeah, this is definitely worth the time to get into this one and unpack it. Like I said, though, I was a little bit, I couldn't believe it when he indicated, at least I think he indicated, that this, if he had to make the decision, and I don't think he has to because he has COVID or is recovering from it, so he doesn't have to worry about getting a vaccine as far as I can tell because he has antibodies, if that is in fact how it works. But he indicated, no, I wouldn't take this. He wrote, yeah, no, or no, or something like that. And here's what you need to know. This article from CNBC says doctors say CDC should warn people the side effects from the COVID vaccine shots, that they won't be a, quote, walk in the park. Now, little weird because it kind of contradicts, the article kind of contradicts here because if I read it's not going to be a walk in the park, that sounds like it's a little bit, you'd be a little bit of a struggle, you know, but then it says a little further down in the article, key points. The CDC must be transparent about the side effects people may experience after getting their first shot of the coronavirus vaccine. Doctors urged during a meeting Monday with CDC advisors. Excuse me. Dr. Sandra Freihofer said both Pfizer's and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccines require 2 doses. She worries whether her patients will come back for a second dose because of potentially unpleasant side effects after the first shot. Both companies acknowledge that their vaccines could induce side effects that are similar to symptoms associated with mild COVID-19, such as muscle pain, chills, and headache. Now, when I see the term mild, I think like mild sauce at Taco Bell. It's mild. That to me is, if that's true, all right. So what is it? Now it's saying public health officials in the same article and drug makers need to warn people that the shots may have some rough side effects so they know what to expect and aren't scared away from getting the second dose. Doctors urged during a meeting Monday with CDC advisors. Now, you need to know that between Moderna and Pfizer, you're looking at about 70,000 people tested. No one died, okay? That's all I need to see. I don't give a shit about any of the side effects at that point. If no one died, that means I'm not going to die. And I don't want to roll the dice of actually catching it if I don't get the vaccine. And then, yes, I could die. I have no idea. But yes, I would say absolutely yes to that vaccine, even if I experience mild side effects, which they say could very well happen. The doc that I mentioned earlier of the American Medical Association said both Pfizer's and Moderna's COVID-19 vaccines require 2 doses at varying intervals. Again, she worries that people might not come back. Can you imagine getting the first one, but, oh, no way, I'm not coming back, man. Screw it. I'm pulling up stakes. Are you crazy? We really need to make patients aware that this is not going to be a walk in the park, she said during a virtual meeting with the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices. Well, there you go. I'm doing my best. In my little corner of the world, if you decide to get the vaccine, you may feel a little rough. They're going to know they had a vaccine. They are probably not going to feel wonderful, but they're going to come back for that. But they've got to come back for that second dose. Participants in Moderna's and Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine trials told CNBC in September, these are the people that actually got it. They were experiencing high fever, body aches, bad headaches, day-long exhaustion, and other symptoms after receiving the shots. While the symptoms were uncomfortable and at many times intense, the participants said they often went away after a day, sometimes sooner, and that it was better than getting COVID-19. Frankly, that's all I need to see and hear. I am 100% fine with this vaccine. Yes, so I still, green check mark from Eric. I am still going to get this vaccine. Both companies acknowledge that the vaccines could induce the side effects. Yeah, it's just weird though, and I'm glad that Dirk found the article and sent it along, because you didn't hear shit about this. Nobody said a word. It was all about, oh my God, it's 90 to 95% effective. Holy shit, the stock market's rising like you wouldn't believe. It's great. You can just take it like you're eating fucking Pez. No problem. No one said shit. So thank you, Dirk, for sending it. I don't know why. Why would you say no, though? I guess I need to ask you myself. Let's see if Siri can talk to me here, and hopefully he can pick up. Hey, Siri. Call Red State Dirk on speaker.
Calling Red State Dirk on speaker.
All right, buddy.
Hey, what's up, brother?
Hey, thanks for sending that article. It's very informative.
Oh, absolutely.
Would you take this if you hadn't gotten COVID? Would you take this?
If I didn't have COVID and did.
I'm sorry. I think it broke up. Could you say that again, please?
Yeah, I don't think I would. I'm not a big fan of that. Don't call me an ass. You need to. That's fine. I can send you a list of government studies that show problems with the vaccine.
Oh man, the phone's acting all wonky. Are you in a bad? Are you in a bad cell? It's unfortunately.
I'm holding my phone up as high as I can.
Oh, sorry about that. Maybe try it one more time. I lost you when you said that you would not get this vaccine.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I'm not a huge fan of, and like I never do the flu shot. The last time I had the flu, I think it was about 2002.
Damn it.
Probably. Am I still losing you?
Yeah, I lost you when you said last time you got the flu shot. Were you going to say that you got a flu shot and then you got the flu?
No.
Okay, good.
Time I got a flu shot, I talked to my mom about this a couple months ago. I think it was about 1975. She got everybody in the family had flu shots, and everybody got like deathly ill. So mom after that said no more, not doing it again.
Well,
I haven't had a flu shot since then. I've only had the flu once.
Well, you know, when they got sick, it wasn't because of the shot. You realize that, right?
I know. But
that's a myth.
The flu shot, the best is 45% effective.
Yes, that is true. You're right. You have about that level of protection with it.
Right.
So you would say, no, I don't want 90 to 95% protection in exchange for mild symptoms.
Not being a fan of vaccine.
Are you an anti-vaxxer?
Possibly have been tested as thoroughly as they need to be.
Dude,
I can't say I would.
That's not true. They've been absolutely tested. They've been incredibly tested. The most tested thing in history, in fact. That's a fact. That's true.
Somehow you believe that they're hitting 95% effectiveness?
Well,
when the flu shot only hits 40?
You realize these are all independently, not affiliated with the pharmaceutical company, independently reviewed and peer reviewed as well. On top of it, you know that all means something. That isn't just; those aren't just words.
As long as there's clinical studies, fine. But I mean, I don't know.
Dude, they start with the clinical studies. That's the first thing they do.
I don't know, dude. I don't trust how fast they blew this through. I just don't trust it. But that's just me.
Okay. They sacrificed no safety on this. I just need to put you at ease at this. It wasn't like they said, safety be damned, let's get this done as quickly as possible. They just worked tirelessly with more people around the clock. It actually is even more scrutinized than other things have been in the past.
Oh, I get you. I get you on that. I just, like I said, granted, when I first started showing symptoms of this back on October 27th. Yeah. Lost sense of smell on Halloween on the 31st. Got diagnosed the next day, and I'm still dealing with it. I mean, granted, I've almost been dealing with this a month. If the vaccine would help you only deal with it for 2 or 3 days, God bless you, go do it.
Wait, what? No, the vaccine is going to keep you from experiencing what you just experienced.
No, if you read the article, it says some people were disappointed that they didn't have the symptoms that everybody else in the study had. So the people that were in the study that had that, they had the body aches, the migraine, the body chills, everything. They had all of this.
Dude, I'm sorry. This is I don't think this is. I don't think it keeps crapping out on me. I apologize.
I'm sorry, dude. I got no signal in my house.
No, it's all right. It's funny because all the other times I've talked to you, it's worked flawlessly. So, but all right, no big deal. Okay, we'll just leave it right there then. Dirk, thank you very much. Red State Dirk, he's an anti-vaxxer. He just said it. I'm getting this damn thing, and you should too. Whatever you do, don't listen to Dirk. Get it. Deal with it. Some of you will feel a little woozy for a little bit. No big deal, but you're not going to die. And then this thing goes away. And then we can all meet at Jimmy's Roadhouse where he's serving hot meals to the people loading up the sandbags for the latest flood. Congratulations. All right. We might set a record on time today. This might be like a 5-hour show. This might be like Rogan. The other day, Rogan had, I think, Tom Green on. Was it Tom Green? He did a 5-hour show the other day. Holy shit. Let's see. Who was it that he had on there that was so... yeah, it was Tom Green. 4 hours and 49 minutes. Oh, my gosh. I don't know how the hell that happens. Is it all like at once? Is it broken up over a week? Does like Tom Green stay at his residence, and then each day they like record a certain amount of time? Fuck. All right. So there you go. Few side effects, no big deal. Dirk says, no, I wouldn't do it. My show is on Patreon. That is each and every day I do the Patreon bonus podcast. We had a great time yesterday talking for extended time. I think it went about an hour on Patreon. Each week on Patreon, I give you the 5 Patreon bonus podcasts, which is an extension of this one minus any ads because you're paying for it. And then, of course, I have the Zane Asylum, which is my radio show on Northern Michigan's WQON Q100 that I make available for you before it even airs, minus the commercials. And I pick all the music, and there you go. That is part of it. I also have the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast that I give you. Each and every week I podcast with Ben. We're in a little bit of a holding pattern with that, with this being Thanksgiving. Ben is in Florida right now, not exactly staying home for the COVID Thanksgiving. And then I'll be, of course, out of town for the 2 weeks in California. So maybe I'll do one on Zoom with Ben for you. I'm not sure. But rest assured, when we get back, Ben will be part of the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. And then the Lost Zane recordings, which, oh my God, each and every Monday and Friday, I have another episode from my time at 107.3 WBBL. This Friday's episode features a game that I played my mother is involved with it. And you'll actually hear me talking to my mom. Thank you to Pellerito for giving me a show rundown as to what exactly is happening on the show. But so it's going to be quite a moment back from 4 years ago, having my mom on the show for a game that we played. It was a Tiger trivia game or something like that. But a lot of fun on the Lost Zane recordings Mondays and Fridays. A new episode, all on Patreon for just $5 or $10 a month. If you would be so inclined to at least try it out for just 1 month. That's all I want you to do. Try it out for just 1 month. All right. And then you're out $5 or $10, depending on what you decide to contribute. This is my own way. I do a donate button, except there's content with it. I struggle with the idea of having a donate button on the site because to me, it's no, I cannot go that route. I always want it to be the type of setup that I have now. But I work very, very hard on the Patreon. Just try it for 1 month. That's all I'm asking. Try it. You don't like it, you cancel it right away. No big deal. It's very easy to cancel it. You just go right back to log in and then say, nah, this sucks shit. I just can't have it. If you would try it, I would appreciate it. You'd make me very happy. And you keep the lights on and you keep the puppies fed. You keep the Blue Pearl emergency vet bills at bay for freaking O'Neill. My God. All right. But how we do it on this one is sponsor-driven. Blue Frost IT, the managed IT service provider for the Eric Zane Show podcast. If you have a small or medium-sized business in and around West Michigan, you need to call on the number one. Number one is voted on by their peers in the industry. It's true. Blue Frost IT, number one managed IT service provider. That is a fact. They just got another great award. What happens is all the other managed IT service providers in the town in West Michigan, they get together for a big virtual convention this year, and then they vote, and you can't vote for yourself as to who's number one. And they voted for Blue Frost IT. Again, it was unanimous. Nobody voted for anything but them. And so they got the big award. So I'm telling you, this is why you want to jump on board for your small or medium-sized business. Having them at your disposal, it's your own IT company. And normally that would be something you wouldn't be able to afford for a small or medium-sized business. Like, let's say you're Jimmy from Jimmy's Roadhouse, and you're looking at all the fines that you're getting from the Department of Health and Human Services, and you're like, oh my God, how are we going to serve hot meals to the workers this year if we're going to go belly up from all these fines from giving the middle finger to this COVID thing? Holy shit. Oh my God. I'm a patriot. Fuck. I better call Blue. And then your computer like melts down. He'd have to call Blue Frost IT. That's how it works. 616-200-8550 for any of your tech needs. The managed IT service provider for this show, and should be for your business too. It's an insurance policy in case things go south. While I'm at it, another great startup is A&E Heating and Cooling. Joe Martinez was like working for the man, and he's like, and I remember the company that he was working for, and they are a dumpster fire, and they rip people off. And he's like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of working for these people. I don't feel good about this. I'm going to do my own thing. And he started A&E Heating and Cooling, where he does not screw anybody. He is an absolute saint, the best in the business. You will save money if you utilize him for anything heating and cooling installation. He uses the Comfort Maker brand of furnaces and air conditioners. They're awesome. Best in the industry. And he wants you to call upon him for a furnace tune-up. It's just $79, and you should absolutely get this done once a year. $79. Call him, 616-516-8579 for A&E Heating and Cooling. All right. Where do I go now? What do I want to talk about? COVID side effects, check. Jimmy's Roadhouse uprising, check. The Utah Desert Monolith. I never saw that film, 2001: A Space Odyssey. But everybody keeps referencing it in this story where these two dudes who were flying a helicopter taking care of the boring job of counting bighorn sheep in southern Utah. So they're flying around in this helicopter, and it's desolate there. There's no one living anywhere around here for miles and miles and miles. I've driven through this part of the country before. It's like the driving on Mars. I've never driven on Mars, but everything's red, and it's 115 degrees, so it's definitely not like Mars. Mars is a little more cold than that, but that's what the landscape looks like. All these plateaus and bluffs, and it's really spectacular to drive through. Well, these guys are in their helicopter, like, there's a big orange sheep. All right, there's one. They're flying around, and it's boring as shit. And like, fuck, this is the worst job, and I can't believe we signed up for this. This is terrible. Hey, hold on a second. Go back. And they take the chopper around, and there is a 10-foot tall piece of metal, rectangular in shape, but more like a column or a pillar with square edges. In the ground, in the middle of absolute nowhere, not a human for miles. This is where mob guys bury people. There is nothing anywhere. They're like, what is that? Holy shit. They were so interested, they put the chopper down and investigated. And in the film 2001: A Space Odyssey, was that Kubrick? Is that Stanley Kubrick? Adam would know this. Part of the film, and I never saw it, it features something very similar to this, a metal thing just like this that I described in the ground, and there's a bunch of monkeys running around it and shit, and that's supposed to have something to do with the movie. I have no idea. Very mysterious. And this is what's in the middle of the desert. This monolith is standing right up there, and so these guys, they're like, holy shit, a public safety crew flying over them saw this thing. They said Monday, as they were doing their accounting, it was known as, it's the area known as Red Rock Country. They spotted the object and landed it, and it's the damnedest thing. And here's the thing. I wish they would have done a little bit more work on this to try to determine if there's what it would take a person to install this thing in the ground, because the first thing my mind says is, well, clearly this is alien life forms sending us a sign. And that's what I hope and pray happen, because as I've talked about many times on the show, I am fully in belief that aliens walk amongst us. I mean, seriously, how can you explain some of the people that go to Jimmy's Roadhouse? You're not supposed to have teeth on eyes, but so I 100% believe that there are aliens walking amongst us. But these guys, they should have gone and gotten some things to measure it. Like, for example, is it 100% level? Is it because aliens would have the knowledge of making it level in the ground? How far down does it go? Because it actually goes in the ground. Now, is it just, it doesn't look like any of the earth is disturbed around it, okay? If someone had managed to bring this to this spot, and they don't disclose where it is because they don't want tourists looking at it, if someone managed to put this thing in the ground, and it had been relatively recently, who knows? You have no idea how long it's been there. The earth around it would look all jacked, kind of like when you bury somebody. You can tell someone was just put in the ground there because the earth is all disturbed. There isn't anything; it's just in the ground. It looks like it's been there forever. How far down does it go? How heavy is it? What would it take a group of people who were doing this as some type of art installation? What would it take for them to get it there? Is it even possible? Like when they sit there and they look at the Great Pyramids, and how the hell with no motorized equipment or heavy duty equipment were they able to take gigantic rocks and put them on to make this fucking pyramid? How did they even do that? Well, we all know what happened. It's alien life forms. What they would do is alien life forms would use their technical devices or whatever and create it, and then they would go get surf and turf at Jimmy's and finish up the day, and then maybe go back and finish up the landscaping later on. That's how they built the pyramids. We all know that. So is that what happened here? Did you have an alien life form that said, all right, let's really fuck up the humans here and let them know that we're here, and we're going to put this in the ground, and we're going to drop it down about 5,000 feet into the earth, and this is actually the antenna of a fucking spaceship, so that if we dig down, it's 15 football fields big underneath the rocks, and it's just waiting to take off. Is that what we're looking at here? Okay, this cannot be discounted in any way, shape, or form. I firmly believe two things. The vaccine won't hurt you. Three things. The vaccine won't hurt you. Dirk's dumb for saying that he won't take it, and that there is a spaceship underneath here. Four things. Spaceship underneath that thing, and they're going to fly off and go to Jimmy's Roadhouse. All true. I'll link it up in the news section of ericzaneshow.com and put it in the comments. You can check it out for yourself. It's really cool looking what these aliens did, and I firmly believe it was aliens. California inmates are gaming the system. You won't believe this shit. My God. You know what? I'm going to save that one. I'm going to save that story for the Patreon, because I want to talk about this. I didn't know this was such a problem. I can't believe this is such a thing. Tampon poor. That's a thing. People, when they don't have any cash and they can't buy tampons, are tampon poor. And this is such an issue. Okay. If I'm a lady and I have no money, and I have to choose between food or tampons, I'm probably going to choose tampons, because I know that if I'm going to go beg for food, I'm going to have a harder time begging for food if I have no tampon on, because people are going to look at me and they're going to go, oh my God, what happened there? Did someone shoot you in your vagina? What is going on? No, God, get away from me. It's going to be really difficult to get food if you look like that. So if I had to choose, I'm going to choose tampons every time. This is such a problem, apparently, in some parts of the world, that there is like a uprising to make it so that tampons are free and available to everyone in this case, Scotland. And they've done it. They said, we have done this. We have made tampons free. Let me just say, it shouldn't have taken this long. It should be, yes, I think that everywhere in the world, women should have access to tampons. Of course, I also think that women, the poor, should have access to food. You can always go to Jimmy's Roadhouse. But All right, one thing at a time, I guess. If this is a problem and you feel like it is so, I don't want to get in the way of this. If you're a lawmaker, the last thing you want to do is be the guy to say, let's say no to free tampons. Can you imagine the looks that you would get if you're, let's say, in Lansing, Michigan, and Governor Whitmer says, all right, I want to do two things today. I want the National Guard to shut down Jimmy's Roadhouse, and I want to make it so that tampons are free to all the ladies. And you're like Lee Chatfield, and you go, no, I say no to free tampons for chicks. You would get your ass kicked so bad. Oh my God. You don't want to be on that side of this. You want to be like, yes, I say yes to free tampons, and I will pass this bill. This is bipartisan. You don't want to be the one guy who votes against the free tampons. Holy shit. This is a big deal. This is the type of thing where chicks get like, all right, they craft signs and protest, you know? You think it was a big deal with Greta Thunberg. You don't want to open up this can of worms or can of blood in any way, shape, or form. You want to agree and put this in the rear view mirror. You figure a way out, you come up with the money, and you give free tampons to every woman and young lady who's becoming a woman from this day forward. I would say it has to happen. Scotland just did this, and they are overjoyed, and good on them, because now all the guys are like, phew, bullet dodge. Thank God we passed this, man, because and of course the bill 121 to nothing. You see, this is the way it has to be. And all of those smart male lawmakers who might have been like, I don't know, man, who's going to pay for this? You know, the typical talking points of, yeah, this is a great idea, but who's going to pay for this? And, you know, like when they say Medicare for all, and people are like, yeah, well, who's going to pay for it? Tampons for all. And then if you're the guy that says, no way, man, you're fucked. Scotland will not be the last country to consign period poverty to history, but we have the chance to be the first, said lawmaker Monica Lennon. Lennon introduced the bill. It passed, and that is that. Menstruation is normal. Free universal access to tampons, pads, and reusable options should be normal too. Oh my God. If you are in the chambers when she says that and you don't do anything, if you just sit there, that's a problem. You need to go, yeah! Yes! Thank God! Yes! Yes! Yes, I say. Oh, man. What a bullet dodged. Now, this says this. A 2019 study commission found the average woman spends $6,360 over the course of her lifetime on menstrual products. Of those surveyed, 72% felt the government should mandate free period products for all. Now, I don't believe that. But I would not get in the way of that. I'm off the record gonna say I don't believe that, but on the record I would say absolutely. Because I shit my pants like 3 or 4 times a year. Should I get access to free diapers? That's my first question. I'm totally kidding. I am fully behind this. I did do a little bit of math though. Nick, I will get your thing there. Thank you for reminding me. Appreciate that. I did do a little math. I don't think that number is accurate. $6,360. I actually went and did the math. You can get a pack of 500 tampons on Amazon for $70, $69.99. That works out to 13 cents per tampon. And on average, a lady uses, now I did look this up, 3 to 6 a day. So let's just go heavy on the flow on that. 6 a day. Let's say you're a lady that uses 6 a day. You see, I'm struggling to use the phone here because it fucking sucks. 13 cents per 6 a day. That's 78 cents a day it would cost a period poor lady for tampons. She needs 78 cents for the day to get through the day. Let's say the period is 6 days long. I'm pretty sure that's about right. I've had daughters, and Diana used to have a uterus. So I would say 6 days is fair. That period costs the period poor lady $4.68 a month, because it happens once a month. Times 12 is $56.16 a year for tampons. So when does adolescence happen? I think, let's just say 12, 11-ish, some earlier, some later. Let's just say 12. And menopause, let's go 60. Let's just say I'm being liberal with these numbers. So that's 48 years of periods. 48 years, $56.16 a year. My estimations are $2,695.68 a year in tampons. So I don't know. I think they're being a little bit too gratuitous with the number that on average it costs a woman $6,630 or $6,360. I mean, here I am on a podcast with my iPhone calculator, just pulling numbers out of my asshole, disputing a commissioned study by some team of big brain people. Theirs is probably right, but there's a few of you that might agree with mine. I think mine's actually right. I think that theirs is wrong. $2,695. How the fuck can you not, in the course of your lifetime, scrape together $2,695? Is it really that big of an issue? I mean, seriously. But who am I to get in the way of this? I say yes. Everywhere in the world, ladies should be able to access free tampons. Going forward, I deem it as such. You can get them at Jimmy's Roadhouse. Free tampon night at Jimmy's Roadhouse, where we feed hot meals and we'll give you hot tampons. Not hot. They're wrapped. They're not hot. All right. All at Jimmy's Roadhouse. F45 Training Center, Byron Center. Maybe get free tampons there. I don't know. It is group training with a personal touch. I swear you're going to love this place. As soon as I recover from the kidney transplant, that will be 4 to 6 weeks after the procedure, I will be going to F45 training in Byron Center, Michigan, to train with the pros over there. And I'm going to let you know when I'm going to be there, and we're going to do it together. And you're going to work out for free, and you're going to see how great it is. If you want to try it ahead of time, go to the letter F, the number 4, the number 5, F45training.com/Byron Center and sign up for a week free. It's great. Excuse me. You're going to love it. Thank you to them for being a sponsor of this stupid show. And bringing up the rear today, my man Mario Flores from the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. I can't stress this enough. Call upon them for a mortgage. 231-332-6505. It's never been a better time to get a mortgage. And Mario, he rolls up his sleeves, man. It's super easy for Mario to get a mortgage for, dude who's got a 770 credit score, and he's got tons of cash, and he is definitely not tampon poor. That's easy. And you know what? Anybody who does mortgages can do that. And you can do that with Mario, and he encourages that. He'd love to get you in there. I mean, truth be told, he makes a hell of a lot more money to a guy who's getting a $500,000 mortgage than somebody who's looking to be a first-time home buyer. That's a fact. It's just numbers. But not everybody who does mortgages wants to work with the first-timer / person who's just getting on their feet. That's what he does. Okay. And he's the only guy that does it. The Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. There are no stupid questions. Don't feel bad. There is no humiliation involved. The fact that you are going to get a loan well, I'll tell you what, you can get a loan from Mario if your credit score isn't so great. The loan you get is not going to be the same type of interest loan that the guy with the 770 credit score gets. It's going to be higher interest, okay? But you're not going to be in that loan forever because you're going to make your payments on time. And then after a year or so of making your payments on time, and then the creditors go, all right, this guy was a code red, now he's a code orange. Then you get a different loan, lower interest rate. Your payment goes down, okay? You pay less money for that loan. One more year goes by. Okay, we're putting him at code yellow. Mario works that next loan for you. Okay? It's service afterwards. And then you're constantly getting into a better loan because you're improving your standing. That's called rebuilding your credit, and it happens to a lot of people. And there's no shame in that. A lot of people have been through that. Call Mario. He's the expert at that. NMLS number 3035. His phone number is 231-332-6505. All right. Hold on a second here. Hey, Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Call Bill Simonson on speaker.
Calling Bill Simonson. Mobile on speaker.
I won't let him talk our ear off. Trust me, we're not going to talk sports or anything.
What's up, dog?
Hey, I'm live. FYI.
Oh, then I can't talk about your court appearance.
No, no, we can't. Hey, that was a nice conversation we had yesterday.
That was awesome, man. You good dude.
Likewise. Hey, I want to run a scenario by you.
Again, is this for the court case or for your podcast?
This is podcast. This is podcast. I'm sidestepping the court case.
Okay.
All
right.
Did you hear about Jimmy's Roadhouse in Newaygo?
Oh yeah, I think the defiant. I mean, the defiance of what they're doing to preserve a holiday paycheck for 30 people is a symbol of America. And that's not just Jimmy's Roadhouse. It was Huntington Beach, California, about their curfew, where homeless people don't have to follow the curfew, but, again,
right.
The rest of California does. And I think what Nuego's doing, it makes me want to drive up there and have a meal.
Oh,
it
no.
Really does.
Oh, no, don't say that.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Now listen. Well, what about this though? Okay, and I get that. I really do. But
what's your audience? What's your audience? What are they feeling about
mixed.
Jimmy's Roadhouse, David?
Mixed.
Mixed, right?
Mixed.
Everything's mixed.
Yes.
Everything. You can go down the line, Eric, on everything in this political year. Every poll is 52-48, 51-49. Everything is. So the mixed is, all right, there'll be this side that says, oh, my God, Jimmy's just the COVID cabana, the hottest spot north of Ravenna.
Right. That's pretty good there. I like the rhyme.
At the
COVID cabana,
the hottest spot north of
Ravenna. That was excellent. It actually sounded, we were harmonizing.
We were. It was like we're a bad Vegas show. We're gonna be up at Jimmy's for dinner tonight. 2 shows.
Well, right.
Hey, don't forget about Hardy Dam ice fishing at the
COVID cabana.
You know what? I'm not making fun of the pandemic. Here's what you have, and it's the split in America. There are half the people that have built bunkers in their homes, and they won't go out. Okay,
right.
And then there's the other half that. They do follow the science. They do look at it. You can, again, if you're looking for anything on Biden or Trump, or if you're looking for anything on mask or no mask, there's a Dana study that says masks don't work.
Right.
Then there's Fauci on the video you can find online from February. Masks don't work.
Okay. But
and then now there's, masks save lives.
Right,
and
but
we don't know.
What I do know does work is not being together.
Well, again, I the thing is that this is a real pandemic. I'm not debating that. But there is so much disinformation out there, Eric, that I would believe no matter what side of the mask argument or politics, anybody who's listening to you or anybody who watches this, that you don't know what to believe, Eric.
Right. But okay, let's pretend you are Jimmy, okay? And you got all of the steaks ready to go for the day, and you got a truck or you got a parking lot full of pickup trucks with "Don't Tread on Me" flags. And
I don't think. Hold on. I don't think they have white militia chili up there. Okay.
All right. Yeah, maybe I'm being a little silly.
Welcome to Jimmy's. Hey, Jimmy's to go. Can I get the order of white militia chili? Throw in some crackers.
Okay, so you're Jimmy. And you're, and we've all heard what Jimmy says, and I like Jimmy. Jimmy's a very thoughtful guy who's done some great things for a lot of people I know in that area. So that's great. However, when I'm asking you, Jimmy, what if a bunch of people get sick and then they go to the hospital? And then what about those hospital workers who they get sick and they have families? Because that's, to me, the big thing. I don't like the idea that because under the guise of freedom and all this stuff, they're saying, their families, because there was one guy who said, well, then just don't go. And if it were that simple, I would agree. But it's not that simple, because if those two people do get sick, let's just say, God forbid, there is an outbreak, all these people have to go to the hospital, and then all these illnesses could happen to people who are trying to care for them. That's my big concern.
Okay, what about Florida that has stayed open? Okay, I'll just make a point of Florida, which has close to 3 times the population of Michigan and more congested. It's not there. There's a little bit of rural Florida to the northwest, but Panhandle area. But what about Florida that stayed open? Why is the virus so different when it comes to hospitals or cases? State to state.
I don't know.
I'll tell you, for the most part, you can draw a line along political lines. Okay, outside of Ohio, they're doing a curfew and they're clamping down. But it's Eric, and that goes back to what do you believe? Okay, so in Newaygo County, their death rate, their cases. It's a rural area, more people during the summer when there's fishing, camping, hunting season. There's a lot of people up there, right?
Yeah.
Well, why isn't this more, and I saw someone last night on one of the channels talking about why aren't we focusing more on telling those at higher risk of getting it not to go to Thanksgiving, to stay at their homes? Why is it the masses? And if it's like Montcalm County or Newaygo or a non-urban area, and they don't have a super spreader event, they don't have major cases, what's wrong with the restaurant staying open? That's the way I kind of look at it.
I think it's a matter of if you're willing to roll the dice, and it's all the mindset, and they obviously
hasn't that
are.
been the case though from the start? Hasn't this? Okay, again, Eric, I will go back to politics. Do you find it coincidental that the election happens and we get the 2 biggest weeks of the virus post-election?
For a while, I thought that was
Okay,
that was political. I did actually think that. I thought that for a little while. I don't think it now, but at the time, I thought it was all.
But again, I'm not saying it's the truth. Okay, and the pandemic and the virus is real. What I'm saying is that goes along the lines of we don't know what to believe. We don't know. So what we need to do, which America is a democracy, which America has a constitution, that where do I err on the side of caution? When I'm around anybody old, indoors or outdoors, I'm wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I am. Okay, hold on. I'll take you through what I do. With my kids, if there's a night we haven't had anybody, but if there's a family that had COVID or something, I wouldn't let them go there for a while until things settle down, right? I mean, I think we navigate this individually. We have since March, and I believe that, you know, Jimmy's is looking at his 30 employees. I don't think he's looking at killing anybody or worried about.
No, he's not. He's not worried about that, and he's not looking at it that either. I know he's not going to do that. To me, it all just comes back to if your business turns out to be super spreader.
If Jimmy gets one employee or one customer who dies because he stayed open, then he's screwed.
Yeah,
right?
well, yeah, and there's that, and all the people that would have to care for that sick person, they could get sick too.
Yeah, but again, that what if you brought that exact two words up, Eric? This is where, you know, and I think about it as a father. I think about it with working around, you know, Superfly, my producer Brad Hayes.
Lori, she's awesome.
I think about when I go see my mom who's pushing 80, right? You know, I think about those things all the time. I mean, I do think about it, but I believe this, that your audience, anybody, like I said, who watches or listens to this, that if it's touched them personally, and I've had these stories on Facebook where there's been people who follow me who passed away, and you're like, okay, and that's a moment where you sit there and go, well, damn, am I doing the right thing? Is it right? And then there's so much misinformation out there, Eric, that has scared the living daylights out of a lot of people. Some rightfully so. Some of the information, and some we don't know what to believe. And the mask thing is, okay, no, it doesn't work. And that was Fauci. That was other medical people.
Yeah.
And then, wait a minute. And here's another thing that people don't want to hear. We want a doctor we know. And this has been my line since June, right? Because the politics of the pandemic, the politics in America, you know, and I know from your Facebook to on air, Eric, that you're not going to win an argument because it's split decision. So what I told everybody that the one thing you need to do is not listen to me, not listen to your favorite cable network or anything on Twitter and Facebook, is that you trust the medical professional in your life. So if I was diagnosed with cancer, who would I trust? Well, my family doc would lead me to a cancer specialist, would lead me to this, and I would trust them. And I tell everybody, instead of taking sides, instead of the world of disinformation we live in, is that you go to your medical professional in your life and you talk to him or her about this virus and about what is safe and what isn't safe. And you have that private conversation that is protected by law with a physician.
Yeah.
And you have that private conversation. So, Eric, if you're your family or anybody, and you go talk to the doctor, that if you developed a lump on your back or your chest, unsure,
I get it. Reader's Digest version.
No, but I'm telling you.
I know.
Why? Okay. Why aren't there more doctors on TV telling us to wear masks and not politicians?
Well, does your doctor say go to Jimmy's Roadhouse?
My doctor actually is meeting me at Jimmy's Roadhouse for white militia chili in an hour.
All right. I'm going to leave it right there. I appreciate you. I just wanted to get your break.
You know what, Eric? I love you because you care about people. You're not getting political here. You care about the safety of people. Oh, don't worry, Eric. You'll get a protest right there on the cul-de-sac. Good luck.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to say I wanted to pick your brain about it. I wish you luck. I got the show today starting at 3 p.m. on 106.1 in Grand Rapids.
HugeShow.net to hear all the podcasts. And you know what? Remember this, is that, you know, America is about having a choice.
Oh, God.
And Eric, do you want a world coming where the government will tell you when to do, how to do, what to wear, where to go? Do you want that world?
Yeah. No, and I'm glad it's not happening.
Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't happen.
No, it hasn't
Thank you.
happened. It hasn't happened at all.
God bless America. A vote for huge is a vote for
All
democracy.
right, get out of here. There you go. I told him I wasn't gonna. I told you I wasn't gonna let him take it over, but I had to. He did. So that was very, very difficult for me. Oh my God, when am I gonna learn? Holy shit. He doesn't get it. He doesn't. You see, that's a perfect example. I could say to him, you just don't. What I said is very simple. You get sick at Jimmy's and you have to go to the hospital. You risk getting innocent people sick. If you're okay with that, go to Jimmy's. That's it. That's the long and the short of it. Patriot Nick writes this. He's doing something very cool. December 19th, through Zaniacs United, you can sign up to be on Patriot Nick's Zoom trivia event. December 19th at 6 p.m. More info at Zaniacs United on Facebook. If you win, you get 6 months free Patreon from Nick. That is awesome. You know what you should have done, Nick? You should have included the name of your nonprofit. I even forget it. And the reason why I don't know is because you got to tell more people about it. You got to scream it from the mountaintop. I will help you get your nonprofit off the ground, but I forget the specifics about it. I know you had one trivia one time and the money went towards it. But give me more info about your nonprofit too. So don't forget, that's on Zaniacs United. Tonight I have Instagram Instant Trivia. Brought to you by MB Distributing. MB Distributing, they distribute Little Debbie products at all the area stores in West Michigan. Thank you to Michael Ball. Tonight at 7 p.m. on Instagram, you answer a trivia question correctly with me on Instagram Live. You win a crisp, clean $10 bill, courtesy of Michael Ball. My friends, the podcast is over. Thank you so much for being part of it. I appreciate your support. More on Patreon. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Enjoy the day, though. Thank you for your time and listening to this podcast. Okay, share it, would you? That would really help me out. I get internet points when you share the podcast, either on your Facebook, your retweet it, share it on YouTube, whatever it is, however you do that. That really, really helps. So if you could share, whether you're enjoying it on Facebook. In fact, let's have a share festival right now. So I want you to do, if you're watching on Facebook, hit the share button so your friends see that I'm doing this podcast. Very easy, effective way, and it really helps. Also share the audio podcast on your social media, and that's going to do it, folks. Enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, I bet you thought I was done. So on the video podcast, you won't be able to experience this masterpiece But on the audio podcast, you will be able to experience this masterpiece. What am I going to play for my ride into work song? I'm going to go back to my current favorite artist, the very old Ray Wiley Hubbard, from the album 2012's The Grifter's Hymnal, and give you Mother Blues. Enjoy that on the Ride into Work song on the audio podcast. Here you go. Bye-bye.